So, what? You're giggling.
Welcome back. Time for thinking real estate.
Actually, it's beyond time for thinking
It
real
is.
estate.
Yes.
Sorry, had to, was on the phone.
I thought you maybe got caught on weather wax, which is close.
Actually, I did a little bit.
Okay.
That was a little bit of the delay. And Mary McDonald, who works for me, reminded me about that yesterday, but of course that was yesterday.
It was a long time
And I didn't
ago.
come out this
That
way
is a long
yesterday.
time ago.
So today I got to weather wax and was on the phone and said a swear word and followed the detour. So that did delay me a little, but most of it was because I was on the phone about the oil spill, answering questions,
Well,
finding out answers.
are you an oil spill
expert?
expert?
Well, you know, Bill, who isn't here today,
Yeah.
deals with things like that
Yeah.
as an attorney. So he's probably pretty knowledgeable about them.
And he's not here.
And he's not here. What a perfect day for
We
him.
need him today.
And he's offered to call in, but I told him that wasn't the best scenario.
Probably not.
And he said, well, it works fine for him.
Of course it does.
So,
So what's the deal on the?
on the oil spill?
Yeah.
Well, apparently
Do you know anything we don't know?
well, unfortunately, I heard Jason talking to you as I was on the phone with somebody else, so I don't know exactly what Jason has already told you. So I can tell you what I know. It may be a repeat. It's up to you if you want to hear it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
So it's my understanding that just a citizen, someone who was at Lions Park, noticed the oil coming from the stormwater pipe right there by the bridge over the river.
Right.
So she called 911. The fire and DEQ were called. They both came out, saw it was oil. Actually, I'm sorry, fire came out, and then they called DPW and DEQ. They came out, started cleaning it up. Apparently, it's not uncommon to have something like this happen once a year where there's a little bit of oil that goes in the river. But,
That's a lot. Though.
well, no. When it was first found on Sunday evening, it was just a small amount.
Right.
And so that's what I'm talking about. And then Monday and Tuesday, when it poured rain, that's when the larger amount came out. And the EPA was called. They came down Wednesday and said it was much more of a problem than first appeared to be. So now there's a specialty company out there cleaning it up, and the city and the DEQ are tracing it back through the stormwater system to see where it originated from.
Okay, I think that answers my biggest question was why we didn't hear about it
Yeah, because
until yesterday when it happened Sunday.
right, the
But now
EPA wasn't there until yesterday morning.
Really?
Apparently.
Oh, wow.
Well, they were called they were called Tuesday, I believe, and they didn't get out there till Monday. Now it's in their hands, so they're gonna be the lead on it.
Okay.
And it's between Lions Park and Parnell Road.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we'll keep you posted.
Film at 11. Stay out of the river.
Well, at least on that part. The county's the one who closed the river, which I'm sure is justifiable. They don't think it's a danger to humans, but they sure don't want you in that section of the river. So,
Right.
and the smart commute, where you kayak to work, because you could kayak to work out here, is on June 20th.
Yep.
That'd be a tough one.
Yeah. Well, it would be good exercise for you.
There is a nice stream though here
Yeah.
at Williams
Does it
Lake.
run in the right direction for you to get from where you live?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It would be. You'd be good exercise then. You'd have to walk to the point of putting in, and then you'd have to walk to pull out.
I could paddle to that oil spill from where I'm at.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not too far from you, is
Yeah.
it?
No.
But anyhow, yeah, unfortunately things like this happen, and unfortunately we have good staff that's on top of it.
Will that be a costly fix.
From what I understand, the EPA's already given the city money to help deal with it.
No?
And I'm sure there's obviously cost on the city's part, and I assume on the county's part, because the city line that runs across the Grand River isn't too far north of Lions Park. Right? I'd
No.
have to visualize where that river is and how it gets to Parnell.
Yeah,
I would say most of it's probably within Blackman Township.
probably, yeah.
So, anyhow, never a dull day in the world, is there?
So I'll
In
sell,
our world,
how is selling homes?
it's challenging. There's not, I don't know, there's not a lot out there. There's a transaction we're dealing with right now where it's in Summit Township. It's on septic and a dry well because you can't do a drain field because of the topography of the land, I'm told. And the septic tank is handmade and very old. Now, I grew up on Springbrook Road and we had a septic tank. And in real estate, I've just never even thought about how a septic tank is made. But to visualize one being handmade is just kind of creepy.
It is. That's,
And this is a really cute house. Well, so we found out the company that went to pump it, it had to have some repairs done to it, obviously, since it was homemade. But didn't seem to think that it was going to stay working for very long, if it worked at all. So we found out there's sewer in the street there, and when you're within 200 feet of a sewer line, you have to hook up to it. So now this inexpensive, cute home is having to spend probably about $5,500 to $6,000 solving this particular problem.
and they'll be hooked up to,
And then the buyer's new home will be
Township?
hooked up to the township sewer.
that's probably better for all parties.
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly a plus to have sewer.
You didn't want to
as
fix
opposed
that
to-
tank, did you?
No, but God, that just was weird hearing it was homemade.
Crazy.
It didn't have a bottom either, which made it even creepier.
Yeah.
Please. Could this get any worse?
Yeah, well, those are the things we get to deal with on a regular basis.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, another issue that we had come up was, we always do a pest inspection. We usually do a pest inspection. If the buyer requests it, it's done. And in this case, the pest inspection was done. They found, and Aardvark does ours. When we have a seller, we almost always hire Aardvark. Dave Laughlin and Don are awesome.
Love Dave.
And they found previous evidence of termites, not current evidence. So the bank is requiring that a contractor go in to make sure that the beams are structurally sound, and they have to have it has to be a licensed builder that determines that.
Plus,
makes
they had to do
sense.
termite treatment so there would be future.
Oh.
So
So just a couple of issues that have thrown up in front of us in order to get a property closed.
Well, that's got to be fairly common, isn't it?
We haven't had a termite issue in
Really?
a long time, and I'm not
Wow.
sure why. Maybe this polar vortex killed all those bugs. Who
Yeah,
knows?
there you go.
Although Bill sat on the
Breaking
deck
news.
Yeah, Bill sat on the deck last night and said he got eaten alive. So
yeah, I've had a lot of ants at my house.
And
I don't
I've had
normally
ants, too.
I haven't normally had them, but I had a lot this year. So ooh.
and mice are a problem. They were kind of cold, so they fled inward.
Mm-hmm.
And I think taking down a lot of the buildings in the city, the demolitions have made a lot of mice homeless. So they're looking for other refuge. I know I have a mouse in my house.
Yuck.
That's what traps are for, though. I keep telling Bill, put
Yeah.
the trap out. So
You eventually,
yeah,
eventually.
they're smaller than we are, is what I keep telling myself. So what else? What other transaction issues have we had? I'll tell you what. When I've been talking to sellers, it's just baffled me that the statistics for March and April, the number of closings that are fewer, almost 30% fewer closings than last year at the same time for March and April, but our average sale price has increased by 17%.
Well, March and April would have been the people that would normally have been looking in December and January and February when it was so super cold. So that really affected the market, and I don't know if anybody knew really how much it did until now.
Until we saw the statistics. But I'm still not seeing an influx of purchasers out there.
I've got a couple of short sales I'm working on now, and one good thing about the short sales I'm working on is the banks are getting people pre-approved, so when we do get offers, hopefully they'll go smooth. But
When you say pre-approved, what do you mean?
it's called approval to participate, which means they will sell it on a short sale as long as we meet minimums, and they give me the minimums, and I know exactly where we need to sell it. So.
And how are the minimums compared to the value of the house?
They always come in lower than what I think the house is worth.
Oh, okay, that's a good thing. So. Yeah, we have one right now in Western Schools, right?
Yes.
And the other one is really cute off of Detman Road. Is that one a short sale or no?
Perlman?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one is going to be short sale.
Yeah, that's a cute house. Great yard, small home, but it's just a darling house.
Mm-hmm. The other one I'm working on is Morale.
Oh, yeah. Talk about a
brick
great house.
Yeah.
The woodwork in this
Where?
house, 411 West Morale, between
First and second.
First and second.
Oh,
Brick home, nice fenced-in yard, 2+ detached garage, beautiful woodwork on the first floor, hardwood floors. I'm not, the second floor needs a hug, but the first floor is absolutely spectacular. Parlor, 2 full bathrooms, great house, and that's a short sale.
Mm-hmm.
Good time to get a nice big home in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, if anybody's looking for a nice big home, and this is it, because you wouldn't have to do much to the first floor. Second floor, it needs a hug. The floor plan's a little funky up there, but it works.
It could be redone.
It could be easily redone, and you could get a really nice house, really great price, and not have to do much to it.
The other cool thing that's we're finding out about is Community Action Agency and the City of Jackson has some programs to help people renovate their properties for there's grants out there that don't need to be repaid, and all the way to 0% interest for 20 years.
how do we get that money?
You have to apply for it,
Oh.
and most of it's actually all of it's going to be income related, but the income levels are pretty high, so there's probably a lot of people, more people than you would think, that would qualify for these loans. So if you
Yeah.
need windows or a kitchen or a roof, or if you have a neighbor that it has to be owner occupied, has to be their primary residence. So if you have a neighbor where you just would love to see them get their roof fixed, like kitty corner from this house on Morale, there's a house that looks like it needs a new roof. I haven't approached them to see if they're owner occupied, but they would need to be owner occupied and qualify income level. And they could get the 0% interest from the City of Jackson. Now the City of Jackson one is, you have to obviously be in the city, so.
Yeah, the one we were looking at the other day for the Community Action Agency, which is not city related or city, it's not bound by the city boundaries. That was for a single person, the income level I think was like 36.4 was the annual income, which is pretty good. So there are opportunities out there, and that one was one for either $7,500 or $10,000, depending on where your mortgage is held.
Okay, well, we've got a couple things on houses. Got a new listing on 5515 Kibbe Road. I think I talked about it last week, but now it's in the multiple listing. Already had quite a few showings on it. Listed for $134,900. It is a cream puff. That's hardwood floors, large kitchen. It's 1.5 baths, and the full bathroom on the second floor I think could easily be divided into 2. 3 bedrooms, it's over 1,500 square feet with a 3-car detached garage, and there's extra space in that garage. So that's Western Schools. We've got a price reduction on Pearlman, 3126 Pearlman. It's down to 79.9. That is a short sale. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. It's over 900 square feet with a nice finished basement, large yard, 2-car detached garage. That's cute. And then I think the house number is 1830 Lockmore. We just reduced the price. This is a huge house. I think it's 5 or 6 bedrooms. I don't have the details written down here, but it's large with a large walkout basement.
Yeah, it's like 2,500 square feet just on one floor.
No, it's more than that.
Is it more than that?
Yeah.
On just one floor?
But anyhow, it's down to $299.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah,
didn't know you reduced it
really
that
dropped
much.
that. Yeah. So, got some great buys out there.
Call this number.
Need buyers, need sellers. 780-3800.